Hey, my loves, it's your girl Nicole Melissa, your resident matchmaker and relationship consultant, and I'm here to help you do your work. So, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, I appreciate you coming back. Today, we're going to have our last discussion, or last discussion for now, because as you know, this channel is all about my three tenets, which are emotional intelligence, conflict resolution and management, and intimacy, the three tenets I believe that you need for a relationship to feel satisfying. Because without them, you will just be surviving your relationship and not thriving in your relationship. And you want to be thriving in your kingdom marriage, honey, because you know Satan's going to be coming after you full force at every turn, okay? Because anything that God loves, we know Satan hates, okay? So you want to have all the tools, you want to be prepared so that, you can fight. You can fight. So anyway, I wrote down a few things that I just wanted to talk to you guys today about boundaries, and how to create them, and how to maneuver within them, because sometimes it's difficult, especially if you're someone that never really created boundaries before. It can feel really uncomfortable to create a boundary. So first, I want to assure you that when you create a boundary, you're creating a boundary to keep the people you love in your life. Okay? The people that you want to spend your time with, you create boundaries for them so that it can be comfortable for everyone involved, because it is uncomfortable to be with someone that is constantly doing things to make you feel bad, or just you're not vibing, you're not meshing, okay? And that's based on their actions, okay, or lack thereof, or whatever the case may be. So boundaries are created to keep your people you love in your life, and in your life comfortably, okay? So I just wanted to start with that, okay, so that we understood what the boundary, why you want to create a boundary. It's because you love that person. That's why you're creating a boundary. Okay, so that end up building resentment, because we talk about resentment all the time, and how I feel about that thing. It's killer. Okay. Okay, so I just wrote in a few things, so I'm just going to share. I have like lots here, but I think we're just going to do, I think I'll do just like 3 or 4 or something. Okay, so first, when your spouse or your significant other, like if you're in the courtship phase and working your way to a kingdom marriage, or if you're in a kingdom marriage or plan to be in a kingdom marriage, all of it applies. When someone crosses your boundaries, don't assume right away they are doing it with malicious intent, because that's not the case. Sometimes it could just be really a bad day. They didn't mean to cross a line, or you know what I mean, they didn't mean to tap on your boundary. So give your partner the benefit of the doubt. In that case, you want to just, subtly hint, or you can just say, be assertive and say, listen, you're crossing a line here and I don't appreciate it. So please don't. Okay. And typically, your spouse, because they love you, would be able to receive that. Okay. And of course, you're not saying that you're going to watch your tone and how you talk and all of that. You're going to be respectful always, to get the best results, okay? You're going to stand up for yourself, but don't pick a fight, okay? You want to learn how to be assertive without picking a fight. Being assertive is just being able to articulate how you're feeling, with using just firm words, okay? It's taking the passionate emotion out, and just going with the logic and the actual feeling, and being able to share that and articulate that. I'm upset right now because da 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 da. I am mad because da 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 da. I am sad because da 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 da. Do you know what I'm saying? You just want to get to that. You don't want to know theatrics. You don't want the I'm so angry because blah, blah, blah. Okay. You want to be assertive, and you want to be able to articulate what it is you need to your partner, in order for them to be able to respond to you in a manner that feels satisfying. Okay. So you want to stand up for yourself. You don't want to overreact. You want to make sure you're watching your tone, your body language. Don't be having too much of an attitude, because if you do that, you're likely to get met with a similar attitude, and then that's going to be an escalation that you possibly just didn't need. Okay, especially if it's something as simple as that person didn't your partner was having a bad day and they just reacted. Okay, we all have our moments. We have to learn how to deal within those. Okay. um so whenever you want to when you want to put in a boundary, or you want to defend a boundary, you need to remember that, and this part is difficult for a lot of people, you want to remember that you're not responsible for how it's going to make the other person feel. Okay, because in that moment when you're creating that boundary, or in that moment when you're defending your boundary, it is about you. Okay, and this is not selfish. This is you trying to make it work, right? So you want to make sure that you don't take responsibility for how the other person may be feeling about what you're saying. As long, again, as we go back to the second one there, as long as you are sharing this in a respectful way, it should be received in a respectful way. Okay. So what else do I have here? Of course, your I statements versus your you statements. We've discussed this before, I think just even in the last video. So I'm not going to go over that too much. We just know that when we are sharing I, we're talking about us, and we're not putting it on someone else. We're not saying you made me feel this way. You're saying I feel this way. It is easier to digest, A, and B, it's less defensive, and your partner's not going to be on edge by hearing like you this and you that. Okay, you're sharing how I feel, and when your spouse loves you, so they are going to be more responsive to I feel this way versus you're making me feel this way. Okay. And we'll just do one more, and we'll say your boundaries must be specific and clear. So I want to actually address this with my ladies. Okay, so because I find that I usually have these conversations more with women who struggle with this part a little more. You have to, your husband, your kingdom spouse, he gonna love you so much, girl. He gonna love you. He gonna love you like Christ loves you. Okay, because Christ put himself in him to love you. He put his spirit in him to love you in a manner that feels like him. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can't assume that your partner knows how you're feeling or knows how to handle every situation perfectly. Okay? He's not going to. So it's really in your best interest to share with him what it is you need and be clear. Okay? Be clear. Be clear about a boundary for you. Be clear about, and don't worry about like, oh, if I say that, that's going to upset him. No, he loves you. He wants to make you happy. Okay? He wants to make you happy. So you have to tell him how to do that though. Okay? And not expect for him to have it all figured out all the time. He's just not going to always know what to do with you in particular. Okay, especially if you guys are, in the beginning stages of, say, courtship, or recently married, or you guys are going to be learning each other, and hopefully you're going to be learning each other for your entire relationship, your entire marriage. Okay, you're going to stay in a perpetual state of curiosity and learning about each other, because something beautiful happens in these types of marriages, kingdom marriages. There's a lot of growth because there's a lot of things that you have to do that are going to be different, that are going to be new to you. And you guys are going to be going through it and experiencing it together for the first time a lot of the time. So there's going to be a lot of growth, right? And opportunities to learn more about each other in ways you hadn't learned. in ways you hadn't learned about each other before. So keep that in mind, okay? Don't be afraid to share how you feel. And just remember to be assertive about it, okay? That's sharing exactly what it is you need. Leave out all the fluff. Get straight to the point, okay? And that's it. That's it. We can definitely, I mean, I have lots to say on boundaries, but we'll tackle that on another, we'll tackle that in another episode. So that's it. So I shall see you guys probably in a week from now, because I'm actually going away on vacation. So I'll see you guys next week. And we're going to start intimacy. We're going to be talking about intimacy. So, which is almost like one of my favorite subject matters. A lot of people think that intimacy is always just like they just automatically go to sexual intimacy, but there's so many different intimacies that are so good, so yummy, and can make you feel so good. We'll get into that. In the meantime, in between time, I love you, mean it, and I'll see you in the next episode.